All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. So the wind is going to be switching to out of the north. So we're going to go out and grab a couple bales and build a shelter for the cows. We got the shelter here that we put up years ago, and I always joke that it's kind of a waste because they hardly ever go in it. Look at, they're in it covered in snow because they just spend all day outside. And so with the cows out on the pasture, you're like, oh, I feel bad, for you girls. You got to be out here on this pasture. But when we had them in here, they didn't go in the building anyhow. But we'll get a little bit of a windbreak for them. That I have no problem doing. And, it's easy to hunker down. I was just peeking to see if they're going to need a bale. It's going to be cold tonight. I might get them a bale regardless if they technically need it or not. I don't mind being a little bit wasteful or spoiling an animal when it's going to be a little bit of a tough condition kind of deal. Got the duals off. See what Dad needs. It's cold today. Well below zero, and then it's going to be a while before it really gets quote-unquote warm. So that's why I want to build a shelter. And we're supposed to get 4 to 6 inches out of this snow. And so, yeah, we'll just get them something to get out of this north wind. And kind of go from there. Brad Larson Valley Farms. He had a great topic one time. I don't remember his Facebook or his channel about the snow on the cow's back is a good thing because it's not heat being lost. If they got snow on their back, that means they're not losing any body heat. I see them licking snow, and so we're going to go up and check the water. A lot of dark urine. So we'll put a couple more bales, and then we're going to run up quick and check out the waterer, because I don't want them licking snow if they don't have to, especially in this colder temperature. It just takes that much more energy. So dark urine, licking snow, to me says we got to check the waterer. And yesterday it was froze up, so I unfroze it. I broke it, and it seemed to be fine. But we'll run up and check it on these next 2 bales. There's some floats on top of the waterer that seal up the trough, and they freeze to the top, and so the cows didn't have any water all night. I'm kind of parking here to keep the pushing and crowding to a minimum, and a couple can just kind of take their turn. So much for that, right? So much for that. But so they'll get that, drinking water, and let's go move the bales while they're all up here. I can physically lift the 4 bales, but I don't have enough spear in each bale to keep them from tipping out. Except this plastic is an absolute toboggan on this snow. I was unloading, or the customer was unloading at his place. One of the bales fell off the wagon onto the ice on the highway, and I literally just pushed it, just whoop, push it right off the road. These things are absolutely miserable to try and you can't stab them once they're on the snow. They will slide away from you. Oh man. But we can get them up here into place and then see if I can't somehow get my forks out of them. I don't think it'll take much of a length of wall to give some pretty good comfort to the cows. These are just our straw bales. Can we get out? Yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. It's a Ronnie Coleman joke for you guys. Lightweight. That's more like a Ronnie Coleman. So one by one, the cows are starting to trickle back. So they must be getting some water going. Yeah. Next year, if we have time, or this summer, Karen, that's a good project for Karen, is to go get a bunch of steel, and I wouldn't mind making 8x8 boxes out of steel and just tin 2 sides, no ends, and just having them on a skid of some sort, a skid frame of some sort, or on wheels, but then hook them all together. Get, if they're 24 feet long, have 3 or 4 of them, and then just have them out here in the pasture. So in the wintertime, you just kind of make a north with a little bit of a northwest cutoff, and then you can move it around the pasture, see fit in the wintertime. So for this winter, they're probably going to spend their time on this south end, which is fine, because it's the most comfort. Come March, when it starts getting warm, then we can move them up to the hilltop again. But January, February, they're probably going to be down here around the shelters. Playtime. Now we'll get their dry bale. There's 2 wet bales, or 1 wet bale left. But we'll get get their dry bales kind of up here so they can pay attention, so they can eat, and then that will become bedding what they don't eat. Right? Huh? Like it. Yeah. I'm super happy. The customer opened up her dry bales of hay, the wrapped dry bales, and she is like, that is super cool. That is like the day you baled it. Once in a while, there'll be a little speck of white mold, but nothing to even make a horse owner leery of. So yeah, whoop. Digging in deep. Man, the things I could show on YouTube that you guys don't get to see behind the scenes very much. Come on. Nope, ain't gonna get that. We'll get this one from the top, and then come back and get a bunch of the fluff. That bale disappears behind that hood pretty quick. You don't realize how big that hood is there until a 4x5 round bale just disappeared right in front of it. Well, what do you guys think of that? That looks pretty all right. They went back up to water. So they came down here, and then of course they do hot laps around the thing, and then they headed back up to water. So we're gonna go up there just to double check, make sure that the water's still flowing, and that they're actually drinking something. I would like to believe if the water wasn't flowing, they would have gave up by now and been like, the heck with this. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. I'll sleep better tonight. Well, let's check. I don't know why my phone is making that blue tint. Let's unfreeze this water for these girls again. I lowered the float yesterday. Oh yeah, that's working. Oh yeah, they're just not pushing on it. So we'll hang out while they drink and go from there. Here they come.